The 76ers, as things stand, are one of the most up and down teams in the entire NBA. They are currently 5th in the Eastern Conference and on a 4-game losing streak. Everybody is feeling the tension. You can tell that this is a team that expected to be great. The expectations were through the roof coming into this season. When you look at all of the moves that this team has made over the last few years, you can understand why this is a team that wants to win. A majority of those moves have been win now. The 76ers over the years have been a team that has been loaded with assets, and those assets have turned into talent. But has the talent turned into the right production that this team needs to take it to the next level? When you look at how the 76ers lost last year in the playoffs, you could literally say they were a shot away. But it's not as simple as that, is it? Unless it is. But since that shot, the 76ers have retooled and tried to come back even stronger. But coming back stronger would be tough. Is Jimmy Butler left for the Miami Heat, who have been pleasantly surprising this season and are currently 3rd in the Eastern Conference. I think it's funny that people label Jimmy Butler as toxic, but every team he goes to, it seems like they all overachieve. The 76ers this season are supposed to challenge Giannis and the other top teams in the Eastern Conference. And while you can say this team has been underachieving, they don't plan on it for long. They have big moves on the horizon. This video, we're going to be talking about the Philadelphia 76ers and the big moves they have planned to contend in the Eastern Conference. But before we get into that, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications, guys. You will not want to miss another GETLIKECOOP video. And that's facts. I'm trying to get to 200,000 subscribers so I can go full time and bring you guys daily content. So be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. I have been clocking all of these trade rumors and news to keep you guys up to date. Now, let me know what trades you guys want to see down in the comments below, or what team trade videos you want to see. I'm going to do a Kyle Kuzma video really soon because the rumors around him have been heating up, and I know the Lakers are going to get another major piece for their championship title run this season. It's going to be such a ridiculous trade season. You guys are not going to want to miss a thing. But also, guys, be sure to follow my IG handle GETLIKECOOP. You will not want to miss another post. So in the midst of the 76ers losing streak, things have gotten a little bit messy. And I guess the use of the word messy can be up for interpretation. I'll let you guys be the judge of what you think regarding this news. One thing I like to do is give you guys the opportunity to form your own opinion, and then I like to give you guys my opinion so we can kind of separate the bias. But for the most part, I do think I do a good job of giving unbiased opinions. Sixers coach Brett Brown said he likes the spirit of our group, but that wasn't the vibe in the Philadelphia 76ers locker room. Joel Embiid didn't like the vibe. He said losing 4 in a row sucks, and it doesn't feel like we're getting better. But Joel Embiid wasn't finished there. One thing I like about Embiid is he speaks out, and he's not afraid to tell things as they need to be told. A reporter told Embiid, the starting lineup has struggled offensively. What have you seen in that regard? Embiid said we just have to look at ourselves and see what we can do individually. We've got to help each other, even if it means being outside of your comfort zone for the greater good, to help the team win. Meaning that if you've got to space and shoot it, you've got to do it. We need everybody to buy in, and we'll be fine. We're going to be fine. We're still finding our groove. We haven't been totally healthy. The whole starting lineup, like I said, will be fine. I enjoy Embiid's optimism, but the first thing that comes to mind when he says a player that needs to space and shoot it is Ben Simmons. Now, if you scroll Twitter or you've been keeping up with the 76ers, a lot of people have been down on Ben Simmons this season. His inability to shoot the 3-ball, or more so, his unwillingness to at least shoot the 3-ball, has been hurting the 76ers a ton this season. Ben Simmons is averaging 15 points, 7 rebounds, and close to 9 assists. So while his stats don't look too bad, they can be even better. Again, I think these are really good stats. But basketball is a game that goes far beyond the statistical column, and without a doubt, the 76ers are better with Ben Simmons on the team. But of course, Ben Simmons is no stranger to criticism. With even his own draft class, calling him out. And this honestly makes me wonder right now, is Ben Simmons a better player than Brandon Ingram? Of course, I'm a Pelicans fan, so I am going to say Brandon Ingram, but I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Ben Simmons is a beast, but the 76ers can use some help, or him maybe adapting his play style. I'm not sure Ben Simmons is the proper fit for the Philadelphia 76ers in the way they want to play, at least not right now. I'm going to talk about some major trades that the 76ers have been interested in and rumored in just a second. But again, I think Ben Simmons is more of a fast-paced, fast break type of player, elite in that aspect, one of the best players in the entire league right now doing that, where you have Joel Embiid, who benefits from a slow style of basketball. He's a great player, absolutely elite in his own regard, but it's unfortunate that these players have two contradicting play styles. In order for Embiid to play at his peak, he needs Simmons to be able to space and knock down those jumpers. Simmons can play slower, but he won't be at his best. And Embiid can play faster, but he won't be at his best. This reporter calls Ben Simmons an elite power forward who is playing out of position. He should be a hyper-athletic, taller version of Draymond Green. And I absolutely agree. So, the 76ers are currently searching the trade market for perimeter threats with playmaking ability. Now, the first person that comes to mind when something like this is brought up is D'Angelo Russell. He is the perfect type of player for this Philadelphia 76ers team, in my opinion. Now, I'm not sure what the 76ers would be willing to give up to go out and get D'Angelo Russell, but I wonder if a D'Angelo Russell, Ben Simmons swap with players involved on each side would be best for both teams for the long term, or maybe not even both teams, but both players. You could assume the package is D'Lo, Draymond for maybe Horford and Simmons plus, and I don't know, maybe it's just a straight up swap of D'Lo and Ben Simmons. You have Ben Simmons now in Golden State surrounded by shooters, an absolute paradise for a player like Ben Simmons, who is this ideal creator that could play down low, that could play the point guard, that can play all over the floor. He'd be able to slash and create at such a high level. And then you bring over D'Angelo Russell, this prolific playmaking shooter who would ease the mind of Joel Embiid, who is saying himself, the way I'm being guarded, I'm being doubled every time. I have the ball and everybody crowds the paint. So it's kind of hard to just move the ball and keep it moving and find ways to score. I want to know what you guys think a fair trade for the 76ers and the Golden State Warriors would be. Could they possibly put together a package centered around those two players? Now, I've also seen the 76ers have trade interest in Marcus Morris, who is a player that has been playing at a very high level this season. He's been scoring the ball well, and he brings that stretch capability. But one thing I don't want to see the 76ers do is dig themselves a deeper hole and overpay for players who are exceeding expectations this season. You see, Hinkie used to be on the other end of this spectrum. Hinkie used to be the one dealing players that are overachieving. Now, I also wouldn't be surprised that if the 76ers don't improve and they're out on Al Horford, you can see this team go after Kevin Love, who is somebody that has the stretch shooting capabilities and the ability to score the ball from pretty much any spot on the court. Love has been a hot topic on the trade market, and it feels like a trade is imminent with the Cavaliers waiving two players on their roster. Another player I'd like to see the 76ers go after is CJ McCollum, assuming that the Portland Trailblazers would be willing to move him for the right offer. He's the perfect type of playmaking scoring guard that can light it up from three that would be ideal for what the Philadelphia 76ers want to do. Again, the offer would have to be good for both sides. The 76ers have good picks that they could give up to try to make these deals interesting for teams that may not initially want to move some of these players. But of course, again, you don't have to go big. If you don't want to go out and you don't want to get a player like CJ McCollum, you don't want to get an all-star player who you might have to pay a ton for, there are guys available like Malik Monk. And I'm not currently saying that Malik Monk is up for trade, but I'm saying he's somebody that offers huge upside scoring the basketball. He's a playmaking guard. And when we're talking playmaking right now, I'm talking about from the scoring aspect. He's somebody that offers that upside that is not going to be valued as highly as those other players who is not currently not getting enough minutes in Charlotte, and honestly a change of scenery might just be good for somebody like Malik Monk. When I see playmaking shooter, of course, I think big time player. The Sixers, Hawks, Lakers, Celtics, and Nuggets have all emerged as suitors for David Bertans, who's a guy that has looked like a star for stretches during this season. Let me know what you guys think of all the trade rumors, and is everybody currently being too hard on Ben Simmons? Don't forget, coaching goes a long way, and it shouldn't be slept on. I'm looking at you, Brett Brown. Be sure to click the video on the screen right now, guys. It's me going over the Kevin Love scenario and all of the possible trade destinations. I'm GETLIKECOOP. Be sure to subscribe. Notice on, and I'm out.